live?
We are now.
Yeah.
Welcome to Pure Nintendo's June 5th. I can't believe it's June already. We're just less than a week away from our E3, so this would make this episode our pre-E3 Koopa Kast. Before we get started, I want to talk about our next week's Koopa Kast, plural. We're going to be doing ones Monday through Thursday, sometime. My goal is sometime between, actually around 9:30 Pacific time. But I'm not going to stick to that. Things change constantly. But we're going to try for somewhere between 9:30, 10, 10:30. And we record it so if people on the East Coast don't want to stay up to 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, you can watch it in the morning. Or watch Monday's episode before everything gets started, Tuesday, and so on and so on.
Mm-hmm.
So, perfect. Work out for everyone. Mm-hmm. So E3, very soon. How you guys feeling?
This is the longest week of my life.
You say that now, but you guys are going to be doing a lot next week. So
yeah,
yeah, that's true.
It'll be worth the sleep deprivation. I've had worse. Finals week, anybody? Remember finals week in college?
Yeah. Well, this is worse than final week.
Yeah, I just played video games during finals week.
Shut up, Justin.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe I did roughly the exact same thing, but
I gotta tell this story about Justin. I think it was his senior project, his presentation. He comes in the morning that he has to do it. He's like, "Oh crap, I gotta put this together." So he put together a billboard and his whole presentation. Gets an A+. The day of.
That's our leader.
Dude, that's like meme worthy right there.
No.
The final that morning gets an A.
I was well disliked.
Oh god, that's pretty
I
epic
wasn't
story.
even in his class, and I still dislike him 5 years later.
Yeah, I'm like.
So I guess due tomorrow means due tomorrow.
Oh, the college kid meme. Nice.
Yeah. Gotta drop that in there.
Yeah, I see what you did. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
So what is everyone most excited about for next week? Not going there, I mean like happening.
Playing all those new games.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I'm excited for the Pokemon presentation.
Yeah.
And so I'm hoping we also get some news for the Pokemon Rumble Wii U. I'm really hoping that they mention something for us, because that would be amazing.
Well, you could ask them a question, because I think Junichi Masuda, I'm probably saying that wrong, but I think he's supposed to be there.
Yeah, I gotta think of some good questions. That's like a lot of pressure, man.
So yeah, there should be a Q&A you can ask him. And he'll make fun of you and
yeah.
Might slap you or something. Slap you around.
It is pretty fun going to those events, because they usually have a couple translators and a couple Japanese guys up there, and it's funny because like you'll relay the question, and then one of the guys, the translator says in Japanese, and then he's like, "What?" Kind of like, "What?"
Yeah.
And then he leans to like one of the other Japanese guys and laughs, and then he's like, let's and then
so, what's wrong with this dude? Who would ask that?
Why would they want to know that? I don't know.
And your confidence is shattered, and your ego is just gone.
Like, please forgive me.
I'll just be quiet in the back now.
Just don't ask a question in Japanese like that.
Oh God, no.
yeah, I was going to bring that up.
What was that? 96 or
What happened?
or 98 or there was some guy. Where was he from, Chris? Do you remember?
Oh, I don't know what organization he was from. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But he basically asks Miyamoto, and someone else was on stage. But he asks a question in Japanese,
Right.
and they're trying to listen as he's talking,
Speaking.
and they're like, what, and they're looking at each other trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And I don't know, but basically they had, it was a whole internet.
So the guy just embarrassed himself pretty much. He was like, I'm gonna try to look, cool and just, watch my Japanese dialect. And they were like, what are you doing?
Well, I think they even said that was the worst Japanese I've ever heard.
Yeah,
Oh.
they actually said that, yeah.
So, yeah, insult to injury.
Well,
Looks
now
like
I know
they-
what not to do.
Yeah, do not do that.
Okay, boys, so we're going to all go out and get Rosetta Stone, and that night we're all in the hotel room. We're having a crash course.
There you go.
Alex, you'll be fine as long as we don't see people making fun of you on Twitter.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Bring a fake mustache to bring along would help. Get a whole
sure.
new persona right there.
I'm gonna say it's gonna be I'm gonna ask the stupidest question now just because you said that, and it's gonna be all over Twitter. Check out what this moron said.
Hey, look, that's us. That's us.
Yeah, exactly.
Any publicity is good publicity.
I guess.
Yeah, right.
Right. No bad publicity there.
The best question to ask is, if a mountain lion were to bust in this room right now, what would you do to defend us?
Well, he might have the Master Sword and shield there with him, so.
Use Arceus or whatever legendaries are coming out now.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. Xerneas and Yveltal.
I like the bird one more than the deer.
Yeah. Do you guys think they're going to come out with a Z Pokemon?
I think so.
So, like, they'll come out with the Pokemon Z is like the spin-off of X and Y.
That makes
then-
sense.
And it'll be a snake or something.
Something that makes it Z-like.
Like another Rayquaza dragon type thingy.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be cool.
Everybody likes Rayquaza.
Oh, yeah. Who doesn't?
You know, that was actually probably the biggest, the hardest thing about Pokemon for me was which one to get. Because as a kid, when it was red and blue, I was like, oh, blue's my favorite color. I guess I'll go with that one. And as I'm playing, I'm thinking, hey, I should have gotten red. What's different in that one and this one? Like, I'm freaking out. Like, oh, no, man. It's like so, like, Pokemon Black or White. And you're, like, looking between two. The absence of color or, all of it. I can't do it. This is too much for me. You run out of the store. I'm just going to go with X because X.
Yeah.
That's
Gotta commit.
Yep.
Well, that's what I'm excited for.
We got a question from Skyward Link. He asking, what do you guys expect and hope from Smash Brothers? What characters should be in or out? Should Nintendo have a trailer like they did with Melee during their E3 presentation? Was that 2001?
I would love to see Mega Man X in it. That's just me. I think Mega Man X would be cool. I'm pretty sure. I got a feeling I'm not the only one who's thought that, but I mean, I don't know. I guess it's also because I was playing Mega Man X recently on the Virtual Console for the Wii U, so it's just a mix with that. I mean, he's such a cool looking character. I mean, I would love to see him dash around in what his final, if they're going to incorporate the Final Smash again, but I don't know. I just kind of feel like that. That's just me.
Well, I think I heard a rumor. I mean, isn't Capcom kind of helping a little bit? Or they were talking about they wanted to include a Capcom character.
Is it Namco?
I see-
Namco helping?
I know Namco's helping, yeah.
I know Namco, but I may have heard a rumor that they wanted to include a Capcom character.
I think
So
you're right.
Maybe,
Right.
So, maybe we'll get our
Mega Man X.
wish.
Yeah. You see, off the top of my head, he seems like the only character in some form, like Mega Man or X, that would fit well in the series.
Not like
So
Dante
if
from...
Yeah, and then there's,
Oh.
Dante's already in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and the other form of Dante's in PlayStation
then
All-Stars, so...
the Smash Bros. Knockoff, yes.
I have a feeling that we may see Pac-Man in there too, since Namco is working on it, and they're coming out with a new Pac-Man World game.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have a feeling Pac-Man's gonna be in there.
They seem like they have a good relationship, them and Namco right now, because they did release 2 of the Virtual Console games right away. They're doing that Pac-Man game that looks very familiar to 3D Mario games. I wouldn't be surprised.
Mm-hmm. And then I imagine Sega will have some characters in there. I think we'll see Sonic again.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
So since they have a big partnership going here, so
Yeah.
I also heard a rumor that they wanted to include more classic characters. So I think for me personally, I'd like to see them axe Ice Climbers and put in Balloon Fighter. I think that'd be fun.
That would be. What about Jigglypuff? I'm sorry, am I the only one that is my least play character? I would play Ice Climbers over Jigglypuff.
Hey,
Oh, come on,
hey.
Jigglypuff.
Yeah.
Don't be talking smack about Jigglypuff.
I will be talking smack
No,
about
Jigglypuff's only good for someone if you're outmatched and you can sit there and put people to sleep the whole time.
Dude, Jigglypuff. I'm actually pretty good with Jigglypuff.
Is that what you do? Is that what you do, Alex? You just spam sleep over and over again? Or James, is that what you do too? Do you
That's
just
what I do. That is
I've never-
No,
down,
like-
down B. That's all I do.
No,
Dude,
like,
alright.
she's really floaty, so it's really good for like dodging people and then coming in with like a, like a combo.
Okay.
It's
So
really,
James, yeah, okay, I can see that. Yeah, floating around. Now, James, you're a spammer, so I'm never playing Street Fighter with you because I get thinking you're that guy that just comes going Hadouken, 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 Hadouken.
That's me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's who?
That's definitely me. I find one move I like and over and over again.
Okay, I think the big question we didn't know is like how many of you used the C stick for your Smash?
I did. I played
all the
Hike.
time. All the time.
I never use a C stick.
Oh,
So
look at
thank
you.
you.
Oh,
I never use the C stick. That's the slacker way.
I never learned
Real
how to
men
wave
don't
dash.
use the C stick.
I never learned how to wave dash or L cancel. I just dodged and that was it. I didn't bother to learn. Okay, I'm just gonna fly across the side here.
I've been watching a lot of old. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I've been watching a lot of old E3, like Nintendo's E3 pressers, kind of in order. And like with a lot of their games, they do announce them quite a bit in advance before they're even out. Especially like Twilight Princess. I remember they showed that off in like 2004 first.
Yep, that was
Oh,
the
God.
big. That was
The
the
big-
big E3.
Yeah, but that didn't come out till end of 2006.
Yeah.
I think Brawl saw a few trailers, so I wouldn't be surprised if there'll be a trailer, but we might not even see it for a year and a half,
Oh yeah.
2 years. A lot of people are like speculating that it could be out by this fall, but unless they're busting their butts, I don't really
Yeah.
see it.
That's
And
A new Zelda out this fall?
No, new Smash Brothers.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And also, yeah, I mean, my guess, I put this on our website, utah3ds.com. I've already put a few predictions, and one of mine is that the new Mario and Mario Kart will be out by this fall. So, and if that's the case, then it'd be
Smash
hard to
Brothers.
get another Smash, but they'd be competing against themselves at that point. So,
Yeah, I think Smash Brothers could easily be. I mean, they did like a March launch. They came out about the same time as Mario Kart on the Wii, which was kind of crazy. I mean, I guess they figure they're not going to cannibalize sales because people wanted both of them, but they came out like within a month of each other. But yeah, I could see Smash Brothers being one of the big games next year, and Mario Kart and Mario Universe or whatever this year. And what's interesting is with the 3DS, you had Mario 3D Land and Mario Kart 7 come out 2 weeks apart, 3 weeks apart.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting if they follow suit.
Well, my idea is that I think they're in the same position they were with the 3DS. And with the 3DS, I don't think they planned on coming out with Mario Kart around the same time as Mario 3D Land. I think that's why they employed Retro to do the classic courses, because then they could get it out sooner, and so they did have more for the holiday from them. So that's what I'm guessing is coming from them now. They're busting their butts on Mario Kart and this new 3D Mario, so it can be out by the holiday.
Yeah. And I would imagine the new 3D Mario has been in development for, maybe 3 years or more.
Yeah. When did Galaxy 2 come out? I mean, I
That was,
imagine after that.
was 09, wasn't it?
Maybe.
It's a long time then.
Yeah, so that's been 4 years ago.
At least they space it. That's the good thing.
hmm And I kind of have a feeling, I don't know if they'll do any dual gamepad games at E3, but I kind of have a feeling if there was a game that could do it, maybe one of those, either Mario Kart or Mario 3D Land might employ that. I don't know.
Yeah.
At least as an option.
If Mario Kart has some cool features for the gamepad, it would be nice to have it for a second one too.
Yeah.
But
I really hope that they have some dual pad experiences because I think they could get a lot out of that, especially if they employ those ideas in the new games coming out this holiday.
hmm Yeah. And I seem to recall Reggie saying something to that effect, that we would see them this year. I don't know if he necessarily said E3. I thought he did, but
soon.
I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
I guess, I could see Smash Brothers releasing I want to say almost like you said March. I'm going to say March 2014, and then a new Zelda game of fall of 2014 after it gets pushed back twice, and then
I mean,
then we'll see it.
Yeah, I mean, I could even see Zelda. I mean, in 2015.
I think it's 20. Yeah.
Because,
I'm guessing 2015 for Zelda.
Yeah, because when did Skyward Sword come out? 2011. I mean, it's barely a year and a half old. Just now, a year and a half old. So, unless Nintendo's really, gung ho and strapped for time and really trying to churn out games left and right, I could see them showing off a trailer just because they want to have that buzz and get people to invest in the system. Hey, here's what's coming.
Right.
But yeah, I could see it easily being 2015.
Okay.
Going back to those old E3 press conferences I was watching, let's see, I guess for this year is that they'll show something very minimal of it, because when they talked about it in the direct, whatever that was, like in February or something, it really sounded like it was still in the concept stages, in the early planning, So if anything, I wonder if it will be like when they first showed off the concept art for Skyward Sword with that cool art with Link with I forget her name behind Fi. Yeah.
Fi.
And then they'll just kind of give certain clues to the game. I would be surprised if there was a trailer. If it is, it'd probably be very early. But I mean, I like surprises. So
I don't know if you guys saw those rumors that were floating on NeoGAF of basically all the Nintendo Directs and all the information.
Oh yeah.
Some guy with an inside source, and he basically said that he's like there'll be a Zelda there. He's like, but the question is going to be like exactly what it is, and he said that most likely would be artwork or some screens or something.
Yeah.
He said they're trying to make it look exactly as much like the trailer. So that type of style we saw in not the trailer, the tech demo. That's the type of Zelda game they're trying to make. They could have, if those rumors are true, that's what we could expect.
Nice.
How would you guys feel about that? I mean, the art style was extraordinarily, if anything, Twilight Princess, but really polished up. Would you be okay with that, or would you want something fresh and new, kind of like how we went from like Ocarina of Time Link to Wind Waker cel shaded to then the realism of Twilight Princess, and then like the impressionistic art style of Skyward Sword? Would you want something different, or maybe go back and revisit an art style with something more polished up?
Watching that tech demo live, being there, it is beautiful.
I don't want to hear it, man. Quit rubbing it in my face. I want to see it.
Yeah, I would be perfectly fine with that.
It'd be hard for them to do anything else. I mean, granted, they did show off, Wind Waker, and it was completely different. What people's expectations. I don't remember. Do you guys remember that Space World 2000 video?
Yeah.
I think I watched that over 100 times.
Yeah, with Ganondorf. So yeah, I mean they could pull another Wind Waker and do that. I think they'll probably stick with that style. One thing that leads me to believe that is the demo wasn't just pre-rendered. You could tell there were jagged edges. You could tell it's based on some sort of an engine. They could have done a completely CG trailer and it would have looked amazing or whatever, but then you still would have had that doubt in your mind, like, well, they didn't actually implement this in an engine with visuals and all that. That's what was cool about that tech demo. It had real-time lighting. I mean, you could change the time of day. You could do all sorts of stuff to affect the environment. So I have a feeling they'll probably keep it, but I think what they'll say is, oh, it's a new style because it is in HD now. You have more detail. We can do the realism of the emotions like Wind Waker, but with the realism and style of Twilight Princess. I don't know.
At the same time, it could be total surprise because I mean the reason why they're making Wind Waker HD, they said, is because they were playing around with other Zeldas and in that HD environment, seeing what looked good, and then because of how good they like that, they wanted to remake that game. So we could. I mean, I really like their idea of we don't want to always do realism or always do cartoon or Toon Link, whatever he's Cat Eyes Link. I like how they say they adapt it to the story. I remember the Space World demo and thinking, why would they not do that? But I mean, otherwise, I can't really see Wind Waker in another format. I can't really see it in a realistic style because it had that cartoony, funny style. But then vice versa.
How well
for,
it's aged too.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like I caught myself picking it up, playing it again, and then stopping at the same point. I always stop when they say, "Okay, now you need to get all the pieces of the Triforce," and we're breaking from this for a while.
I really hope. Yeah, I really hope with Wind Waker HD that some sort of extra content gets in there. I don't know. That's just my hope. With the color dungeon they did in Link's Awakening, or
Yes.
yeah, Link's
There was
Awakening
an
DX.
island. If you guys have the Hyrule Historia, I remember there was an island that was going to be in there. Not the GameCube island, but there was one. It was like Stovetop Island or something. It was actually really cool looking, and I was kind of sad they didn't put that in there. So this, in a way, would give Nintendo a chance to maybe go, let's make the sea a little bit bigger or something like that.
Mhm. Or even add dungeons in the Hyrule area.
Oh, I think that was one thing people were kind of slightly disappointed about. You really didn't get to explore all of Hyrule. It was Castle, Pathway to Ganon's Tower, which were oddly so close to each other. Did anyone else find that weird that Ganon was just a walk down the road?
Yeah.
Howdy, neighbor.
Taking a jump.
They want to be able to wave to each other.
Richard from Twitter said Mario Galaxy 2 came out May 23rd, 2010.
2010.
That sounds
Really?
better,
Yeah.
Huh.
That sounds better, yeah. So 2010, so still about
It's 3 years.
3 years old.
a little over 3 years now.
Wow, doesn't seem that long ago.
Hmm. Yeah. And you guys remember that interview that they did? I think it was kind of like after Mario Galaxy 2 came out, but they talked about playing by yourself, and the reason you play with only one person is, people would want to run in separate directions, right? And in a 2D world that works, in a 2D Mario that works, having multiplayer. But I think he said something to the effect, until we can solve the problem of one screen, we, will have this type of a Mario game. So I wonder if that was some sort of an illusion, or looking forward to this new tease to this. Because they could have, realistically, they could have been prototyping the Wii U back then. I mean, in 2010, that's
For sure.
feasible. So. Anyways, I saw an interview recently that was from then, and someone was pulling it out and like, hey, I wonder if the new Mario universe will have some sort of two-player co-op or something.
That'd be cool.
There was someone, I don't know where it was or where I watched it, but they hacked the game and they were able to put two players in. One was Mario, one was Luigi. And it looked really, like, when I saw that, like, I mean, the idea is just get going. Like, think of Super Mario 64 and two people going. You could divide and conquer what you're doing, just kind of. Yeah. And so that it is perfect, with the two screens.
Yeah, and they could do. I mean, you look at all the Mario RPG games. I mean, where they kind of team up and they do that little spin thing where they're standing on top of each other. I mean, think of like maybe some combo jumps or some combo moves that only you and Luigi could do together. Yeah. I mean, like you'd have to jump on his shoulders and then you spring down and hop up. I don't know. You could do a lot of cool stuff with it, I think.
Or like stars you can only get if you're paired with the brothers, with the two brothers. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe when they were first developing Super Mario 64, they were originally, kind of like you said, the problem with one screen. They were actually at first trying to make it a two-player game, but again, it was like you said, one person goes off that way, and what are you going to do? It's kind of difficult. Oh, I know, you got to follow me where I go. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I like that idea, of like co-op play. I think it'd be cool if there was like a divide and conquer thing. Like, think if it was like a 4-player like New Super Mario Brothers U. I mean, you could say, okay, we're gonna go do this star. You guys go off to that world and go get those. We'll meet back up in at this time or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it could be. You guys remember the Mario 128 demo they did? All the Marios around.
I had no idea what they were selling when I saw that.
Yeah.
It might be like the PS3 tech demo where they showed off all those blue balls falling. Just like, this is how many things we can manipulate.
Yeah, look at all these non-playable characters and particle effects and artifacts we can put on screen.
Yeah. Look at this Final Fantasy VII remake, and no, you're not going to ever play it.
Yeah. Yep.
At least we got an Ocarina of Time remake.
Yep, that's right.
Speaking of the Ocarina of Time remake, just to be a little pessimistic, the way they handled Ocarina of Time in interviews, they were talking about how they didn't change the music much or didn't want to deviate from or add anything because they said it was so perfect. So, not saying that Wind Waker was perfect, but I almost wonder if they'll take that same stance where like, oh, it was a great game as is. We didn't want to we didn't want to take away or add anything to because of what it is. I'd be disappointed. Like I like what Justin said, like how in Link's Awakening DX they added the color dungeon.
All right.
It wasn't necessarily like essential that you go there, but it was an added bonus, something new, you know.
Yeah.
So
Right.
it's something like that I would enjoy if they added that.
Yeah. Even if it's not dungeons, because that could be a whole lot of time
Right.
to invest in that.
Yeah.
But yeah, even if it's just that stovetop island, just one extra island, or I don't know.
Or like you said, Dungeons in
Something new.
Hyrule.
Yeah.
I would love to see more orchestrated music in games. Like I think
Yes.
if I played a Zelda game that was nothing but orchestra, like Skyward Sword had its moments of orchestra music and then MIDI.
Mhm.
If I played a game that was entirely orchestrated, I think that would immerse me more into the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think that would just draw me into it. It'd be fantastic.
Same here. It's
If any
funny.
of you- Sorry, go ahead.
I'll say it's funny with Twilight Princess how like the whole game was done in MIDI, but then through Nintendo Power you could get the orchestrated CD,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like you listen to that and just the Hyrule theme when you're riding on Epona.
Yeah.
That orchestrated sounds absolutely like amazing.
Right.
It's just like why did you not go for that in the game?
Or you look at I don't know if you guys probably have this. It was the Super Smash Brothers like Melee Orchestra
I
like
saw-
CD.
I
Yeah.
saw that, yeah.
See when you hear like what is it, the Fountain of Dreams, Kirby's level. I think it's what's called Fountain of Dreams or something like that. But that is just epic. I mean, if that was implemented in that style, oh my god,
Mm-hmm.
just beautiful.
I like the 8-bit MIDI too.
Yeah.
Like F-Zero, that music is amazing.
Oh yeah.
That is good too.
I can listen to it all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
There's
either
there's
orchestra or
definitely a place
8-bit.
for it. Yeah.
I think it'd be funny if that was implemented in some things, like something happens and it just changes all the world's music and all the characters kind of confused for a bit. They're like, wait, what? Kind of they all understand what this chiptune music is, or it actually changed the entire world into like old school 8-bit, and everyone doesn't understand what this 2D kind of thing is. Like, keep on poking each other, like turning around, like they don't get it.
Yeah. That'd be a
Kind of
cool concept.
kind of breaking the fourth wall of gaming.
Yeah.
Did you ever play 3D Dot Heroes? Because it kind of did something like that.
Mhm.
I need to get back on that because I mean, like that thing is just screaming Zelda homage right there.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Since they've done this Symphony of the Goddess tour, it never came to Utah, so I was never able to see it. I don't know if any of you guys saw it.
Yeah.
I mean,
we-
they had the CD come with Skyward Sword, and they had a great track for like I think it was a compilation of all Wind Waker songs.
Mhm.
And
Wow.
I think I mean, after hearing that, I'd be really disappointed if they didn't fully orchestrate the whole thing again, because I didn't have as much appreciation for the Wind Waker music, but I listen to that constantly now because it's some of my favorite music in the series now.
Right.
Yeah, and especially with all the work they're doing with the Symphony tour,
Yeah.
you'd think they'd want to do more of it in the upcoming Zelda game.
But again, like Ocarina of Time, they said, "Oh, we thought about putting fully orchestrated music in, but that music was so original in the way it was, so we kept it the same." So it's like, oh, okay, I kind of understand, but oh, right.
Yeah. That,
Yeah, you have to deal with the artistic side of things.
Yeah.
mhm. It's kind of one of those bittersweet things. It's legit, but at the same time, you're like, but you could have done,
Could have been better.
Yeah.
And if Koji Kondo wants it the same, you got to listen to the guy.
But hey, I think we can all agree on one thing about the remake of Ocarina of Time. At least they made the Iron Boots an equipable, like unequipable thing on the spot.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Part of what made the Water Temple so terrible. Okay, gotta put the boots on. Okay. Now I gotta take them off. No, wait, crap, I messed it up. Okay, put them back on. Okay, now take them off.
So speaking of Zelda news,
Mm-hmm.
you guys checked out Pure Nintendo today?
Yes.
Had a Link to the Past 2, Zelda 3DS.
Yeah.
Still
Oh
don't
yeah.
know exactly what it's going to be. 60 frames per second
That's
in
gonna be smooth.
3D.
Yeah.
In 3D, which is something that no one, I don't think, had thought was possible.
Yeah, baby.
Except Mario Kart 7 is 60 frames per second.
I was going to say that. I thought that was too. Yeah.
I didn't know that. But anyway,
Yeah,
Street Fighter was not. It was without 3D, 60 frames. But
Yeah, yeah, but
Who plays without 3D?
Mario Kart 7 was 60 in full 3D, I think. Mario 3D Land, I guess that was just locked at 30, or I mean, because it was pretty stellar too. But
I don't know.
Maybe not in 3D, but I know the frame rate was at least locked. I know on New Super Mario Brothers U, I've had some frame rate issues every now and then.
Really?
Whereas Mario 3D Land, I never had any issues. So.
I think we're getting to that point in time where developers are getting really comfortable with the 3DS hardware. So now they're starting to push it even more, and things are running more efficiently. So we're going to start getting some really good-looking games.
Oh, yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
These are the second-gen games coming out, yeah.
Yeah. Funny thing about 3DS games, when I went to GameStop today to pick up Donkey Kong Country Returns 3D, I was chatting with a guy, and he was telling me that they're actually low on copies of it, and it's hard to keep some of these games on the shelves. But he even told me they only get so many of them because I think they're like Nintendo's trying to promote also a bit more of you can go out and get the physical copy, but it's also a bit more convenient for you if you can download it too.
Except Donkey Kong Country is like the most. I think it's the biggest file they've had yet at like 15,000 blocks or something. Whatever.
That's the thing. It's like, do you want to on swapping out the SD cards for? Okay, I got all my data on this one.
Yeah. Well, how much was Shin Megami Tensei, James? That was
about 14 something. Yeah,
14,000.
Jeez.
Monster Hunter was big too.
Yeah. And those have, like SMT has like full voice acting and big cutscenes and stuff like that.
Okay.
So for Donkey Kong, which it has some cutscenes here and there, but I mean, for it to be that big is pretty amazing. And it just makes me excited that we're getting more and more epic, meaty games on handhelds.
Yep.
It used to be where handhelds were, it may be visually impressive, but it's an 8-hour game because we can't put much content on there. But it's nice to see, some big epic games getting developed.
Oh, agreed.
Do you think Nintendo will ever get away from not limiting themselves to a card and make a game that's too big for the cartridge and just make it available for download?
I think that'd be kind of risky, wouldn't you think?
I think they might start doing that when the standard SD card is larger.
Yeah.
I think, and even in the original 3DS, if you buy it now, it's still only 2 gigabytes. So maybe after a while, when it's been out and the bundles, it starts coming with
SD cards are cheap though.
That's true.
Cheap.
But still, it's like, I have to buy an SD card and the game, and someone looks at that more as a $50 rather than $40 purchase. But yeah, they are cheap, especially on Amazon.com.
I wonder if any cloud saving would help with that.
I don't know if 3DS is capable of that.
Not yet, maybe?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's I wrote another article this week talking about my hopes and dreams for a 3DS revision, hopes and predictions. One was that because I thought of what they would do with the 3DS-i, and I would think that maybe they'd have an updated OS that would finally implement the Nintendo Network ID. Maybe they'd put some more RAM in it so that it can better accommodate a better internet browser with HTML5, have a better eShop, so it could do more integration and maybe cloud saves. I don't know if you guys follow Emily Rogers on Twitter. She talked about how her insider info is talking about how she's heard Nintendo's looking into not doing cross-buy, but some sort of way where you buy a virtual console game on the Wii U and you can get it on your 3DS.
Nice. So
if they had something like that in the future, cloud saves would be great, But rumors. I don't know where she gets her info.
She probably gets it from Dan Adelman. So she's got her sources, but she's a little backwards in other areas. But.
Do you think that would kind of defeat the purpose in a sense? I was actually thinking about that. Like I was playing on my 3DS. I downloaded Wario Land, and I was playing it. I was like, man, this would be cool to play on my Wii U. Have it on the screen, kind of like the Super Game Boy. But then I thought to myself, but wouldn't that defeat the purpose of it being a handheld game? Huh.
Yeah. That's kind of why I'm confused why they're bringing Game Boy Advance games to the Wii U first and haven't mentioned anything yet for the 3DS.
Yeah, and it's like they had NES games on the 3DS during the Ambassador program, and I'm like, guys, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
Wait, they're doing Game Boy Advance games on the Wii U?
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm just hearing about this, but then I just realized Castlevania Aria Sorrow. Oh my God, this is going to be great.
Yeah, but like they didn't. They announced that they would announce 64 games later, but they didn't mention GameCube at all.
Yeah.
I was like,
Oh,
come on. So, anyways, we'll give him a talking to when we're in.
A good stern talking to.
Mm-hmm.
we'll set him straight.
lordy.
Yep.
Eli's just going there for muscle.
Yep. He's the backup. Mm-hmm.
We need you to be as large and quiet and intimidating as possible, and all we gotta do is just point at you and just do that.
That's right.
So what is one game you'd want Nintendo to announce that you don't know is going to be there? What would be your happy nerdism game that would...
Well, yeah, I'm gonna go with a Pokemon Rumble. I want a release date for that. I want to see some figures because they look awesome, and I want to collect them.
I would hope that they would announce something for either Star Fox or Metroid. Star Fox, and I hope it Star Fox seems to be pushed to different third-party developers, like Namco tried it. Rare was a first-party actually, but at the time, and I've heard rumors that Platinum Games really wants to do their own version of it or something, But I'd really like to see Nintendo internal development take a shot at it again, and then go back to the greatness of Star Fox 64. So, but then another
That love and attention and care.
Yes, that's what I think Nintendo could give it. And then another 2D scrolling Metroid. Maybe it's just because I played Super Metroid over again. I would love to see, a new one, but that's what I would like to be surprised with.
I can dig that. I definitely agree with the Star Fox thing. That's one thing I've been dying to see, and it's been so long.
Yep.
I definitely want to see an F-Zero.
Ooh, yeah.
An incredible HD 3D.
Yes. I'll second that.
Yeah.
That sounds really good now. I'm thinking about it.
Yeah. Yeah, F-Zero's not long overdue. I know people have already said it, but and whether or not it's Metroid Prime 4, doesn't
That'd be cool.
But a new Metroid, I am always ready for new Metroids. Oh my goodness!
Got to be scanned and everything.
That would be my pie in the sky, the awesome surprise announcement. I mean, there's a bunch of rumors that Retro's doing a Star Tropics remake. I was like, guys, come on. What? I was like, even if they do a Metroid game, which would be awesome, it may only sell 2 million or something. How much would a Star Tropics game sell? You'd sell 15,000. Yeah, crickets. Yeah.
I heard there's another guy following on Twitter. His handle is King Broly.
Oh,
from Dragon Ball Z. I was talking to him. He was thinking it's a NES game called Matsume, and I never played it. I never heard of it. You have to Wikipedia it. But his either info or guess, he wouldn't reveal which, was that they're going to do something with that. And he looks like a kind of a samurai character. So maybe it'd be that kind of, I don't know. With it, when I've heard the Star Tropics thing too, and I worry because that's my feeling. If they do something like that, I don't know if it would sell, but at the same time, it's it's retro. Maybe they could do something really cool with it. But at the same time, it's I don't know. I want them to take something that Nintendo already has and refresh it.
Yeah. I mean, because do you guys remember Raven Blade? That demo that Retro showed off long time ago?
I remember it.
Sounds familiar.
Well, look up Raven Blade sometime. But they came out with a CG trailer I think it was just before the GameCube came out. But it had a bunch of sword fighting. It had kind of these crazy monster-looking things. But there's a whole field of them, and they're just running. And I don't know, it was really cool when you watch it. But apparently that was a concept that Retro did. For a new IP or something that they wanted to do, but then at the time Nintendo picked them up and was like, "Hey, work on Metroid. How about that?" But anyway, so I was kind of hoping they would revisit that. If they were going to do something on their own, because that was the other rumor I heard that Nintendo was having Retro, create something. That they were helping Retro and they were trying to build a new IP. and that this would be one of Nintendo's new IPs, but they wanted Retro's input. And I don't know. I could see either, Raven Blade or whatever this other Matsume game, or I don't know. Usually, whatever Retro touches turns to gold. But
Yeah.
it's kind of interesting though that Donkey Kong Country Returns was the one that sold the most, whereas Metroid Prime 1 through 3 and the trilogy, they sold pretty well, but not nearly as much as DKCR. I think that's up to like 9 million now or something.
Jeez.
Wow.
I think it had like 9 million sales on the Wii, or more. Yeah.
I think it's because Donkey Kong Country is so near and dear to many people's hearts that they were excited to see another one after so long.
I agree with that.
And it fits a broad audience too. It's kind of like Mario Kart. I think it sold, and well, Mario Kart Wii sold like 25 or 30 million, something crazy like that.
Yep.
But yeah.
What about you, James?
Well, mine's not really a game, but it's an idea. So
Okay.
Ooh, I like those.
Watching the Direct, and all of a sudden this dark trailer comes on. It's an edgy video game. Not a lot is shown. It's kind of teased. Maybe some mystical things in there. Some screaming.
Kirby.
Dark. Then at the end, all it says is this goes Nintendo. Basically, Nintendo making a dark, edgy game.
Oh, that would be cool.
That's all. Like, if they can come out and be like, "Hey, we can do this too. Now we have HD. We can play with graphics. Let's make this kind of dark, edgy game. We're not all lollipops and Yoshis."
I knew it.
Pink fluff balls.
Yeah.
Resident
Yeah, well,
Mario
Jimmy
is
Bond.
finally coming.
Yes.
Like, hey, we can do this too. Quit complaining that we're all.
Yeah, like-
here.
Did you guys ever hear about the Super Mario Moonshine rumors that were going around?
Super Mario
Yeah.
Moonshine.
Around the time of Sunshine, yeah, I remember a friend showing me that, and it's like, yeah, it's going to be a mature rated Mario and blah blah,
Oh, God.
so cool.
But this doesn't necessarily have to be a mature rated game. It is
Heck,
dark and edgy.
Yeah.
You're like, holy crap, that was Nintendo?
yeah. I think that's what they need. I think Nintendo could use a game like that where people kind of double take at it. Like I think they did that bit with the game, with Resident Evil 4 for the GameCube.
Yeah.
Because I think people were like, "This is on a Nintendo console." Okay.
Yeah, and that's why that E3 was so iconic. It wasn't just Twilight Princess trailer at the end. They had Resident Evil 4. They announced that big 4-game partnership with Capcom. Resident Evil 4, PN number 3. There was one that they canceled, some dragon flying game. And then there was Beautiful Joe, I think, was the other one. But it was the whole 4-game exclusive thing that they announced. And anyway, it's pretty sweet.
But I like that idea. An edgier, darker one or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, hopefully they do it with a good idea, though, not just to do it,
Right.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
totally.
a good reason for developing this new character or new setting. And,
Yeah.
And also, go
okay.
ahead.
Gotcha.
I was gonna say also. I mean, like one thing that's great about when it comes to like writing, you don't need a game to have like blood and guts and gore for it to be dark and edgy. Like, it's just it can just the writing itself can just really kind of have an impact on your oh my god, that happened, kind of things like that. I mean, a game that's not really a mature rated title, but I think had that in its writing. I think Majora's Mask kind of did that pretty well. Like there's some things when you talk to the townspeople on the third day, it's really uncomfortable. Like I was watching I think it was a Did You Know Gaming on Legend of Zelda, and it was talking about like on the third day you see people like hiding in corners yelling, oh my god, I don't want to die, get me out of here. Or if you go on the ranch, how the older sister kind of gets your little sister, pretty much I guess dranked up just so she's oblivious to the end of the world. It's just like so just dark.
It's almost like how like a lot of kids movies nowadays are funny to kids, but have those adult, subtleties that we would only pick up on. That's
Right.
I think Majora's Mask did that well. Maybe, I would like if they did stuff like that. More like
Yeah, I definitely think it could use or even another Zelda game like that would be great. But just any game like that at all would just be fantastic.
I think, and the final Nintendo will probably have to walk is they have to stay away from their IPs. because you get these mothers be like, oh, this is a new Zelda game or it's a Mario game. No, this may not necessarily be for your 8-year-old kid.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it probably had to be something totally just a new,
Totally new.
new IP.
Yeah. What do you guys think of this partnership with Sega? There's one more exclusive that we don't know about. Now the possibility, Sega could be developing maybe the new F-Zero. Maybe that's what they're working on, and that's why it's exclusive, because Sega has worked with Nintendo on F-Zero before.
Yeah,
That's right.
So, I was kind of thinking about some of these strategic partnerships. You kind of have Monolith Soft. They're doing like a really, it's a gritty game, this RPG that they're developing, X. So maybe that fits some of that bill, but I think Nintendo wants to do more like that, more realistic, some gritty games like that. But what if Nintendo, is having like Sega, do F-Zero or Star Fox, Retro's doing their own thing, and then maybe Nintendo has something else up their sleeve that they're doing, and that's it. And maybe Sega helping them with F-Zero's freed them up to develop a new IP. I don't know if you guys remember, Miyamoto was supposed to debut a new IP, 3 years ago or something.
Yeah, I remember we talked about that.
Yeah, and a lot of people thought it was Nintendo Land, but that wasn't really his thing. I think that was Tezuka.
The guy who directs Animal Crossing.
Yeah. So that was kind of his thing. The last thing Miyamoto's done was Wii Music. You got Pikmin 3 coming out, but there was always some other new IP that was out there that Miyamoto, he was developing some other characters. I don't know. I'd like to see something like that. But.
Did I hear right that possible IP that you're talking about is more of a smaller scale, maybe eShop title?
I didn't hear that, but
because like when they're, I
haven't
think I remember
heard about
hearing
it in a while.
Yeah, I think I remember hearing about that when there was those rumors of him retiring because of whatever interview that was, and it made it sound like he's not going to be as involved in the bigger projects, and he was going to help these other guys with the smaller projects, and maybe those smaller projects were like 3DS eShop games,
Right.
And so maybe that's where I got the idea that maybe he's working on his own little small game.
Right, that's true. Because he did say he wanted to get back to basics and focus on some gameplay, and
yeah.
I don't know.
That's something that I didn't mention earlier that I would like to see is, we have these great small Nintendo-made eShop games that are digital only, and it'd be great to see some Wii U eShop games that are like $10, $15, smaller scale,
Mm-hmm.
I think it could use a lot more indie games.
Yeah,
I think definitely on that one.
Especially I think we're going to see a ton of indie games too at E3. Because Nintendo's already, all of these Kickstarter projects are like, we're doing a Wii U version. I think Nintendo's really trying to get a lot of indie games, and I'm sure we'll see a ton of them at E3.
Right.
Whether it's some indie showcase and you can play through 5 of them on one kiosk or something, I don't know, but I think they'll have a lot of that there.
I think I'd also like to see more games. Hopefully at E3 they might show them more games that utilize online capabilities of the Wii U.
Yes.
I would like to see that.
Yes, because you think about it, first party wise on the Wii U, are there any that are online?
The biggest one I know Resident Evil Revelations is online.
Yeah, but first party wise.
Oh.
Nothing on the Wii U yet. Right now there's only Mario and Nintendo Land. So.
Yeah.
I'm guessing the first one will be Mario Kart U or Set 8, whatever it's called.
Right.
Right.
Super Smash Bros. Of course, too.
For sure.
Or Double Dash 2, and that's why you need 2 gamepads.
Hey, that just gave me a good idea. Yeah, you could have one person driving, the other person on the back with a gamepad, and they can see double behind them.
Uh-huh.
And to throw shells, they actually have to they have to aim it.
Wait, when I was thinking about the dual gamepad idea, I was like, Double Dash. That would be pretty cool to bring back, because Double Dash had some pretty cool elements to it. It didn't have the hop. That was the big thing, right? People didn't like you couldn't hop and then slide. It was slid.
Yeah. It just tripped.
And people were like, no, I will not accept this as a Mario.
Patch it now.
I know. I had a ton of friends. We used to play Mario Kart 64 all the time in the dorm, in high school and college. But when Mario Kart Double Dash came out, they're like, no. because they were so used to like finding all these secrets in Mario Kart 64, exploiting all the glitches, and, and Mario Kart Double Dash, there wasn't a whole lot of secret paths or stuff like that. Even some of the newer ones have more than it did.
Right.
And they're just like, this isn't a Mario Kart, whatever. I was
God,
like,
I don't know how they would react with the new one. What do you mean you can fly? This is stupid.
This is dumb. Yeah.
We got another question from Twitter from Richard again. He said, do you guys think any truth to the claim that the 3DS ROMs being playable on 3DS using micro SD?
You mean like using like an emulator, like going online, downloading it, and that kind of thing?
No, there was some sort of flash cart that came out, I thought, recently. I saw an article about it.
That's like last week, right?
Yeah, it was last week sometime. I forget what it's called, but anyways, I mean, I don't see why that's so far-fetched, though. There's always these people out there that are trying to come up with new flash carts. And, it's just a matter of time before Nintendo pushes an update and patches it, but...
Yeah, with any hardware, there's always people out there trying to hack it to see if they can get into the internal stuff.
Oh, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, and they always claim it's for homebrew purposes, but inevitably, Joe Schmo, poor high school student's going to download a ROM and put it on there. So
totally.
I would not believe it. I don't own one, so I don't.
I think it's kind of to be expected. I think it's one of those to be expected things. Any new hardware comes out, someone's going to try something on that.
Yeah. And if anything, it's kind of a kudos to Nintendo that it took someone this long to do that. I mean, you think about it, Nintendo's always been the one that cracks down on piracy, but yet there's still like 16 flash carts for the DS, and they had so much issue with the DS, but I mean, for 2 years or more now, the 3DS has been pretty airtight. So, if just now they're coming out with one that might work, and I heard that it doesn't even doesn't fix region locking either, then Nintendo's doing something right, I guess, with it.
True story.
Well, I guess that we can stop there and save all of our talking for next Monday.
Oh man,
next Monday, and Tuesday, and Wednesday, and Thursday.
How are we gonna do this? Like, are we just gonna have one computer and we all just kind of bunch together? Or is it gonna be like, okay, 2 of us are gonna be in the room. One of you get in the tub and just do your Koopa Kast in there. You go to the lobby and you just wait at the pool.
We're gonna keep it to 4 or 5 people.
It'll be controlled chaos.
Yeah, keep it to 4 or 5 people, because I don't want to go for an hour and a half, 2 hours every night. And we don't have time for all of us to do it, because that means all of us have to drop everything. So it'll be 4 or 5 of us. And I'll just, whoever wants to go that day.
Right.
Basically.
Yep. So Monday, I guess we'll get to talk.
Monday will probably be the one up. Me, you, Kevin, J Money, and Nate. We'll be in the Nintendo Showcase.
Oh yeah.
So we'll probably be Monday. So Monday we're talking. Not Monday. Sorry, Tuesday. Tuesday. Yeah, we're talking.
Monday we can talk about Microsoft.
On Monday we talk Ubisoft, and we can bash EA.
I'm working on my Cricket for the Xbox One's media press. I'm just gonna wait until they say something, just quiet and then. Will we get thrown out for that? Because part of me is so half tempted just to do that real loud and just cover my mouth. Look at who did that? Who's that guy?
Just record it on your phone and then play it. That way they don't see your lips moving.
You look around. You have to look around too. Who the heck's doing that?
Why would they do that? Nintendo fans, typical.
Someone get.
There we go.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, but I guess we'll see you guys next week.
Ooh. Yes.
Yeah.
Is that our audience? Is that our